Good evening.
Hey everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm over here trying to figure out why this computer ain't connected to the internet. Hold, please. Make no sense. Anyway, may God bless you and yours. I am Jennifer. I am also the light of the Leo. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, I've been answering to both. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you can call me Jen. It's cool. Um, we are here to decompress. And my brother reminded me that, and I actually remembered. I just totally forgot what it was. Thank God he wrote it down for future reference, so I won't have to try to remember something like that. Um,
Yes, I have it in my handy dandy phone calendar. Yes, that's how I
and
was
that's what
reminded of it.
matters. Here is wait, that's him. Okay, that is
Wrong
Mr.
way.
Ginger speaks himself. No, that's you right here.
No,
No,
no.
you know what? On different
It's
what?
okay.
What's
That's it.
going on?
Right there.
Cause on my thing,
Anyways, not that it matters necessarily.
no, it don't matter too much. But that's Jonathan. Hey, Jonathan.
Hey,
And below us here, excuse me, in this region, since y'all said that's wrong,
that's
right
it.
here, that's Bianca. Say hey, Bianca.
Hola.
Hola, Bianca.
Hey.
I'm gonna just start calling you Bianca. I'm sorry.
Sounds like a plan. Oh, as I fiddle with this thing here, I'm not gonna call Tyrone in here. We'll just do it like this. Um, I am happy to be here. Happy to have had a really decent Monday. My Monday was
That's
incredibly decent
awesome.
today. So so happy to be here. Let me go ahead and say hello to the people that are with us on today. Hold please. Bianca, she made sure to say happy Monday to everyone. Thank you for such a warm welcome that you have in the chat here. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. And Dustin's here. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Justin. Hey, Bianca.
Okay, there they are. Okay. And just to make sure to say hi, Bianca, and hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Oh no, I remember what we're talking about. Miss Kim says, "Hey J and J, hey Bianca, and hey to Dustin.
Greetings
Hello,
and
Hey, Miss
salutations,
Kim.
Miss Kim.
hello. All right. So what were we talking about?
Melanated
I
toy.
knew it. I knew it.
I mean,
Uh,
hey, you said you wanted to talk about it, girl.
yeah, man. Well, before we go there, I do have something that somewhat coincides with that.
Hmm.
Somewhat. Um Unveiled Vibration says hello everyone. Happy full moon day.
And remember, Unveiled Vibrations will be going live right after this show.
Is that true?
I think he told us that
Yeah, I think he,
while I was doing after I did my 90 Day Fiance review
mhm.
with Dustin earlier today.
Now I know he went live on. Oh, he said afterwards. Oh, he told y'all today?
He did. Now he said like previously that he would do it in between our shows, but earlier
Mhm.
today he said he would do it after your show. So
And that
correct
makes a
me
whole
if
lot
I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tyrone, in the comments.
that does make a whole lot of sense because he was snoring earlier. So I was like, it don't sound like he going live right now. That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking to myself. Anywho, um,
Please don't feel like I put your business out there in the street, Tyrone, because that was a closed off conversation we were having off the recording button.
he'll let you know how you feel.
I'm sure you will.
So, just to start off this conversation, since it's so fresh in my head, my TikTok has been on fire with today's proceedings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get far into it, but then again, by the time we make it to your show, Jonathan, we may have plenty to talk about even still
I'm sure
by
we
the way
will.
things happened today. Not only did they make a decision on thank you for paying attention, Dustin. Dustin said, oh gosh, wrong computer. Dustin says, I'm glad to hear you're feeling better, Jennifer. Thank you. It's today. It's a solid Monday. I feel real good about it. But today they chose the jury because they should have done it by Friday, but they said over the weekend they were concerned about people getting cold feet, so let's just choose it on Monday to solidify, which the judge did say, okay, let's do it that way. And I do think that was the best way to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
The opening statements were made by both sides, and there were 2 witnesses that came up today. A lot happened today. Did y'all think that so much would happen?
I did not, and I was shocked to find out that there are 8 men and 4 women on the jury. That shocked the hell
Jonathan,
out of me.
that didn't shock me none. Can I tell you why?
Why?
Think about who's trying to choose these people.
Right. Yeah. It makes sense that the defense would want a majority male jury. I can definitely understand that, but the prosecution still has to agree to that. But if both sides are disagreeing, the whole way through, you know what I'm saying, you don't get anywhere. So there has to be some type of compromise in the midst. So I guess.
Yeah. So yeah. Unveiled Vibration says, LOL. Yeah, LOL. I needed a snore nap before I get on camera and pass out like a Republican. It's not a lie.
Mm.
Facts. Dustin says, don't shock me. I want to try on Cool TV. I think you mean Court TV. Unfortunately, it's not going to be on Court TV. All that we can listen to or hear about as far as updates are concerned are from journalists. And my journalists are on TikTok. And they've been like coming out of the courtroom and say, this is what happened, like that. So yeah, I've been getting a lot. Miss Kim says, I won't be consuming any Diddy trial content. The little bit I read sickened me.
Mm. Understandable, Miss Kim. Understandable for sure.
Wholeheartedly. So they talked to a worker that did not know he would turn into an ex-worker that night. And they talked to the security guard that recorded the footage of the situation with him and Cassie on his cellular phone device. Those are the 2 people that they talked to today. People are saying that Cassie is in New York. That's what they're saying. And she's really pregnant. There's a chance that they're trying to talk to her as soon as possible, because we can only imagine the kind of stress that she'd be under with being 6 to 7 months pregnant, as well as talking about horrible things that happened in her life. So we also saw her husband out there as well. His name is Alex, ain't it?
I'm not sure, but I did hear that the defense is going to try to say that Cassie was a contributor to the DV, as well as Mr. Diddy, and I don't know how that's going to fly. But and with a majority male jury, the possibility of them believing that, well, I don't know. We're gonna get too far into this conversation, child. I can already tell.
Hold on, but they're trying to make it seem like she was complicit in everything, like she was cool with it all.
Right.
And I can't say that's a far stretch for them to do that, because it's not surprising, because that's of course how they'd want to put a victim. But it's a lot has already come out. And what bothers me highly is the fact that his children were there, his girls were there, all of them were there. But I don't think Albie sure is. No, I think they said all of them were there.
He was
Anyway, y'all, I heard that the girls they left in between, like during it, because
Wow.
you have a man that works as a stripper that just so happened to become an ex-worker with them after they asked, can you feel you cool with this? Can you do okay, come on. You know, um, Talking about their sexual exploits in front of their children. And it's like, I think they really just wanted them to be there so he can look like I don't know, for some sympathy or something. But to be honest, I really feel like them knowing the nature of this trial, why would they feel okay, at the very least, the young girls to be there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they shouldn't have been allowed into the courtroom.
Or maybe the defense should have been like, "Yeah, we just wanna make sure that they're out because of what they're talking about." At least that, you know what I'm saying? But
And I think it's also a matter of did he not caring? He don't care. He don't care, y'all. He don't care.
wants to portray as if all of these are lies, but it's like,
Absolutely.
anywho. Dustin says, "Thank you for the information, Jennifer. I thought it was on Court TV. I wish it was, because well, don't tell nobody that I work for or with, but I would have been watching it all day if that was the case. But no, it's not. And to be honest, I'm not sure how much of that would have been able to be on it, regarding the sexual nature of the
Mhm.
things that they're talking about or testifying to. So, yeah, I doubt that would have been the case. He said, but I guess not. Keep me updated, Jennifer and Jonathan. Of course. Of course.
Absolutely. And I was shocked to hear that they're expecting the trial to last 6 to 8 weeks. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised by that. I don't know.
To be honest, I once again, I didn't even think that as much that came out to that happened today was going to happen.
Hmm.
I really thought that they would choose the jury, then we just be sitting through opening statements.
Opening statements, right?
Mhm.
But they actually got people on the stand today. And something tells me they once again, with Cassie being as pregnant as she is, I really believe they're trying to get her out, in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really do.
understandable.
Ms. Kim said, considering their age differences, uh, and the power dynamic between them, Cassie was not a willing participant, especially when this thing started at 19. They saying in court, this started when she was 19. All she was trying to, man. Anywho, Unveiled Vibration says, I'm not sure if I like the pace of the Diddler Fiddler case is going. Too much happened on day one. Hopefully, they don't fumble through all the evidence. I don't think so. And the reason why, because I understand why, but I think I sent you, Tyrone, as well, the things that I've been hearing. But the information that came out from those two witnesses, I think they were really solid. And this man, he was speaking candidly about all the stuff that they were made to do and stuff. And it's like he said he kept on going because he was with the celebrities. So
And I
yeah.
believe with these being federal prosecutors, I'm assuming that they would try to hire the best of the best for a federal prosecutor. So I can only assume that they would know what they're doing. So I have faith. I have faith.
Dustin said he heard it was going to last 6 to 10 weeks. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I don't know how long. I never heard a time frame.
You have to think about how many people are going to actually take the stand too,
Right.
because there's
Yeah.
so many people coming out saying things. So they probably had to get the ball rolling because it's a lot of people who they probably have to go through to talk to as well.
Right.
Can I tell you what bothers me though?
What?
Right.
Seeing Jaguar Wright out there.
Did you see the press conference she gave?
She, I think I've been purposely trying not to see but what she do?
Just acting a fool, saying that she was just basically there to get justice because everything that she's been saying is coming into fruition and didn't nobody want to believe her. Just was glad to have an audience.
Here's my thing. Because lately I've been watching a lot of reactions to Scary Movie on YouTube. I love that movie. But anyways, if for those who don't remember, Brenda said that she saw Buffy at a Diddy party and people was getting freaky in the pool. You did not give us any information that we were not privy to or aware of prior to your confessions as of late, Miss Jaguar Wright. So, we've been knowing about this since 2000. Since 2000. It is now 25 years later. And I'll leave it there.
Boom.
And but also what I don't like is her talking about how she's, basically coming out there for justice. It's like I feel like the bulk of the stuff that she did was basically say the things that we've all been thinking, but saying it with her whole chest. Um, I that's how I truly feel about that. God bless her. She needs to have a seat. She needs to
So,
have a seat.
Agreed.
Take the seat and have it. Um,
and worry about her court date.
and worry about her own, because she came down there as if she was about to be put on the stand or something.
Right.
Right.
Like
I'm
she was
sure
going
she's
to be a
probably
witness.
upset she's not one of the witnesses. I ain't on the
How
list.
could they
What?
use her? How could they use her? Man, how?
Yeah, I think the prosecution would know that she would have ruined their case
Right.
Yeah, because she's not credible. Look, like
at all.
the bulk of the information that she has given is secondhand knowledge.
Hmm.
It's not like she was at them parties and stuff like that. Not like she can speak to any of that.
Because how would she get in?
Well, let her tell it. She was luring the women in. So if that's the case, you about to be in
Oh,
trouble too.
Okay, she need to get the handcuffs on too.
accomplice.
Crazy.
Oh Lord. Okay, so Tyrone asked, "Is it true FBI Comey's daughter is the prosecutor?"
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I gotta ask the internet's prosecutor for how about OJ Simpson automatically came up.
Of course.
Jeez Louise. Diddy. Okay, prosecutor for P. Diddy is Eric. Wait, no. Damian Williams. That's the name. Yeah, New York prosecutor Damian Williams. Doo-doo-doo-doo. That's what we got. Yeah, Damian Williams, U.S. attorney.
Hmm.
I hope that's right. That's what I found though. Anyway, oh, I was wrong. Miss Kim said yes. Tyrone. Tyrone was right. My bad. That's why I love y'all. And
Yeah, y'all got the facts, honey.
okay. And Miss Kim said Jaguar is cuckoo, and she is. You know
For
what I'm
real.
saying? Um, I think I did what? Not I think I know. I watched her plenty just because she was very entertaining in telling her stories, though. So I certainly watched. I ain't gonna act like I didn't. But
Yes, Jaguar Wright is gifted in the art of orating. She
Yeah.
can orate
yes,
like not many others. She has a great way of presenting her stories. It is what it is. It's a gift.
that's a wonderful
Sure.
way to say it. A great way to of presenting her
Mhm.
stories because, child, if you just let yourself get caught up,
You'll be as emotional as she is by the end of it, child.
absolutely, and you'd absolutely just believe every single thing that she has to say. There's some people
Everything.
on TikTok
All the way
that
to the
that
finish.
yeah, there's some people on TikTok that use it like she's Bible. You know what I'm saying?
And
But
with the and
Mhm.
I think people take her by her word because of the way that she presents her stories. Because I think she feels as though it's more believable if I put so much emotion behind it and make people think that I have a stake in this game, which I don't know. That's questionable. But hey, it is what it is.
It's a solid question. Miss Kim says, Jaguar has a beautiful voice. I wish she would just sing and stay out of the mess. Here's a problem with that. Her beautiful voice isn't paying her any bills. And there we have it.
I don't think I've ever heard her sing before. Well, maybe I have and I just didn't know it.
Yes, you have. You've heard her sing on Jay-Z's Unplugged album. She sang all the singing parts in Jay-Z's Unplugged album.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
that ain't no love in the heart of the city. Ain't no love in the heart of town. All that she sang everything, like everything from girls, 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 and all that stuff on his Unplugged album. Those are really the only two Jay-Z albums that I have is the Unplugged and the Black album, which is everything. If I'm talking about a rap album and I like it,
Right. That's
but
something.
yeah. Smaller with Aaron D's here. Hey.
Hey, Aaron.
Oh Lord. Let's see. Erin's here, and she said, "Remember to like." Thank you so much, Erin. Thank you, Erin. She says, "Sting it, Jennifer." Unveiled Vibration says, "LOL." Jaguar is hoping she can get recognition from this. Yeah, I believe she's hoping so, but let's be real. I don't believe she provided the authorities with any kind of information. Like I said, if she was credible, she'd be up on that stand. And I didn't. If she got a subpoena, we would have heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
She would have
But
told
she
the
would have
world.
told us. She would have told everybody.
Wow, no.
Save the date. I will be on the stand
The
at
91.
this time.
It is somewhat remains to be seen, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Like seriously, Miss Erin says hello to Aaron, and Smiling with Aaron D says hello to Unveiled Vibrations. But I am very curious as to how things will go. There are people that are still asking, whether or not, how Diddy would fare in this. Personally, I don't know. But one thing I do know, if he does find a way to get his freedom back, um, he's not gonna remotely be able to live life like he did before.
Not at all.
And I think that's somewhat enough for me, somewhat. Because having all of the power, the bulk of the money, and things of that nature taken.
And he's spending buku dollars on these lawyers, honey. He's
Buku.
spending buku dollars on these lawyers. When you take a life, a lot of times those defendants who are hiring their lawyers got to pay like up to $1 million for their defense. Like this ain't cheap.
And for also, I personally believe he's also not trying to. I also believe he's spending money on trying to quiet people, silence people,
Oh, of course.
as well. Still, even from the jailhouse, that's what I believe. Not saying that it's true, but that's what I believe. So, yeah, even if he does get out, he certainly won't be on the same level. And even though there may be people, shoot, I think everybody's gone, to be honest with you. Even though there may be some people that still fool with him on a personal level, I truly don't believe there's any way that he'd ever be viewed in the same way that he was before. Ever.
No.
Ever. And sometimes that may be punishment enough.
At least not by the general public.
Yeah. Oh, child, no. Or even celebrities, because let's be real, he would be career suicide.
That's true.
So even with celebrities, it's not gonna be good. Unveiled Vibration says, didn't Young Thug lawyer join the defense team?
Yes, he did.
Oh.
Now let me tell you something. That Young Thug's lawyer did that for Young Thug.
Because I truly thought he was going to be a goner. I truly thought he was going to be a goner. But the more I saw all of those issues going on in that courtroom, I
And
was
that's what it
like,
was. It was the
wow.
issues all
Yeah.
around the courtroom, and didn't even have
Yeah.
to go from one judge to the next. I knew, and for how long it took for everything to happen.
Exactly.
It's not gonna get any better. So he might need to call what's her name? ASAP Rocky lawyer too. Just in
Okay.
case. 'Cause
Yeah, most
But
definitely.
I don't know if he would want to taint his reputation by
Oh
trying to
yeah,
bring
you're
this
you're
back.
right. Because let me tell you something.
He has victory on his side, honey. Okay, that's a
I
losing
saw
case.
I saw an interview, so the interview with the Breakfast Club
Hmm.
that lawyer did.
His name is
He
Joe.
Joe is a stand-up dude, and him talking
Absolutely.
about, you know, ASAP smelling his lady in the room, like she's here. He's like,
How you
I,
know?
You
I
smell
man. Well, she has a reputation of smelling good, so of
She
course,
does.
you smell your lady. He didn't even want her to come up in there, but apparently they was gonna keep him out of there. That's love right there. Sometimes you don't have to get married to have love. And maybe it might be a smart thing for her not to get married with all, money and stuff.
Does she need to get married? I mean,
No one needs to get married.
right. So,
You
if
know,
she don't want to, she ain't got to.
they can be joined at the hip for the rest of their life.
And I'm sure they
Um,
will.
I hope she
It
have a
wouldn't be
girl.
surprised me if they will be. I won't say I'm sure, but it wouldn't surprise me if they would be.
Bianca, I'm with you. I do hope she has a girl this time. I think that would be so
That
awesome.
would be so awesome.
And I'm already ready. I want to hear her complain about the difference between boys and girls
Uh-huh. Right.
because I've experienced that working at a daycare. The difference is stark. Every boy that I had was a sweetie pie. Sweetie pie. Go lay down. Okay. But I have to rock a 1-year-old girl or have to sit with her and pat her back for her to go to sleep. But them boys, all right, now go lay down. Okay.
But I was gonna say, that's how the
No.
men in my life are. They'll lay down and they don't have to think. They out like a light. I have to fall asleep. But they
Okay.
lay their head down, they over with.
Tyrone used to say, "Oh, it's hard for me to fall asleep." But every time he laying down on the bed, he sleep.
Ain't no falling.
Ain't no
You roll
falling.
in the
It just
bed.
happens. Just get in the if you get in the bed. I think it was the staying asleep part that he felt like he didn't do well, but
Okay.
he know how to fall asleep just fine. Um, all right. Justice says, I don't think he's going to get more fun. I think he's going to get a long time in prison. That's just my opinion. The probability is high, especially with what public opinion is saying and things of that nature.
Hmm.
Sometimes people lose before they could even get in there. But
But I will say I'm sure he's happy that it's a federal case and not a state case, because I'm sure the last place that he would want to be is in state prison. Because
the
those
state
are
is capped.
considerably worse than federal prison. So I mean, he's got the best thing going for him.
How do you feel about federal prison, Bianca?
Hey, I mean, I've heard the same thing too. And sometimes I be looking at the Tiki Talk,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they do have quite a better time in federal prison than they do in state prison. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I guess
Hey,
it's one plus for him in
okay,
prison.
and maybe that can be the amount of grace that he needs for the rest of his life.
maybe.
You know.
Literally.
That's it.
Okay. Because he's facing life, y'all.
He is.
He is. He's facing life. He could potentially spend the rest of his life in prison.
Mm, mm. Miss Kim says, I remember planning to go to one of Diddy's white parties back in the day, just young and dumb.
Wow.
Well then,
Wow.
well then. Unveiled Vibration says, two folks you smell before you see them, Badu and Rihanna. You have a point.
I've heard that.
You have a point. I hear you and I feel you. Unveiled Vibration says, getting into bed was the problem. See, it's true. I think that was agreement. Because it was getting in bed. That was the problem. He also says it takes so much energy getting into the bed. Anywho. All right. So don't worry. I wasn't trying to avoid the question, the stuff. This is just what's been happening today, and I had to make sure I mentioned the Diddy stuff because it's been all over my TikTok. But yes, I started a sexual toy store um a few years ago, and I'm certainly, it's not even considering, whenever I do have the time and the dollars to do so, I will get it back up and going. But what I okay, the vision that I had was to create a, a toy store online that was, Miss Kim said, clutching my pearls. Girl, yeah, child. Blame Miss Virgo. I'm surprised she ain't up in here to hear this. And
Right.
I can tell a friend because she the reason why I'm talking about this today. Dagnabbit. Anywho, the reason why I started it is because, not everybody's really comfortable with walking into a store. And shoot, some people are not even comfortable with really looking at the toys and trying to figure out what's good for them.
Hmm.
A lot of people go sight unseen. A lot of people go without the information needed for what they want to do. Some people don't know what they want. So, I wanted to really start those kind of conversations so that people can have an idea of what's available, what's possible, what kind of pleasures you can indulge in, things of that nature. And through that, making melanated toys, of course, would be for anybody because everybody has melanation, just different varying amounts.
Hmm.
But I wanted to have the toys that looked real, and I wanted the website to look really serene and peaceful. Like, I just want it to be for people that's just trying to get theirs and not trying to look for a super explicit time. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Because we just put this, I just want to make it, it's just a human thing. And that's what we mentioned last Monday. It's a human thing. If you want to have the sexual gratification and things of that nature, you don't always have to be with other people to do so.
Right.
Come on.
Putting yourself at risk for a lot of things. So, that's why I created it. Do y'all have any questions about this that I can answer? Because that's all I got.
It's okay. I'm excited because I've never experimented with toys. Um, and so I would love
I
to.
find that weird personally.
Why?
Why not?
Well, I mean, yeah, yeah. Okay, you know what? Yes, I can understand why you would find that weird. I can understand why you would find that weird because, yeah, I understand that. I do. But yeah, I've never experimented with toys. Of course, I've seen them before, but I've just
Mhm.
never experimented with them. And so, yeah,
For me, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, I wouldn't mind trying some out. See what works for me.
For me, like, I was in a long distance relationship for 6 years,
Hmm.
and it's like, gotta do something, dagnabbit. And it didn't make me feel any better that we'd be so far away from each other. I even gave him toys as gifts. So,
Wow,
child, yeah. So,
honey, when the itch needs to be scratched,
what you gonna do?
honey.
Scratch that? Somebody, it's got to be scratched. The itch got to be scratched, dagnabbit. And once again, sometimes people aren't easy. Sometimes connection ain't easy. Sometimes you don't want to deal with the foolishness.
Hmm.
And sometimes the people don't give you what you need,
Right.
even if you're blessed to find a person to do it. you still lost and without what you asked for.
Right.
So it's not only about learning what you want.
Mhm.
It's about knowing how to get it. Let's see. Oh gosh, I'm not gonna say that. Thank you, Jesus. You
Okay.
thank you, Lord. Mm. Uh, because
Okay. I was about to be wide open. She said, "What,
Right. No, I said, girl, with the
girl?"
pineapple
Okay.
ginger juice.
so one thing that breaks my heart is a lot of, and this is of course like a woman thing, but a lot of us have never had a true G orgasm, orgasm from the G, and it's not a lot of people. Oh Lord Jesus, it's so unfortunate. I had a cousin. I ain't gonna name the cousin, but I had a cousin that said that a girl told them that they weren't big enough to hit it, and I'm like, "Do you know where it is?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's all the way in the back." So I had to explain to him, think of it like this. When you walk into a door, okay, turn around and look up. That's where it is. and, and for someone to believe that you have to go to the back door to knock on it, that's not the truth.
And if that were the case, half the women having relations wouldn't be receiving that
Well,
sensation.
it's still somewhat the case, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Um a lot of us women don't know how that feels. It took me till after I got married and for some studying and some really, hey, we're going to get here, fortitude and can do it this to
Mhm.
make sure that we make that happen. Um, After you understand what you're searching for, you get it. Like if you look at any G spot toy, they're never like a foot long. Come on, come on, yeah. That's all it is. You can't. It's
It's
not.
just like right there.
It's right there. It's not about the biggest thing you've ever seen. A
It's
G
not
spot
about
toy.
depth,
It's
you
not
know.
about depth. It's not even about girth.
Mhm.
It's oh, there go Lady Virgo. Somebody called her.
Hey.
You get on my nerves.
Okay. Unveiled Vibration says, LOL, Lady Virgo, where are you? Unveiled Vibrations also says, she really loved me, LOL, gifting me with something to help with the pressures of a long distance relationship. And Lady Virgo says, Unveiled Vibrations at everyone, OMG. I fell asleep early by mistake. No worries.
It's
Happy
okay,
to
girl.
have
You
you.
came in just in time, honey.
You are the reason why we're here. Unveiled Vibration says, Lady Virgo, you got my bad signal? Okay, anywho. But yes, when you look at any G toy, it's really just something that's doing this. And it really doesn't take much else afterwards. Even doing more, Lady Virgo says, what did I miss? Please tell me. Well, at first we talked about Diddy, so you ain't much about this conversation. Um, but yeah, one thing I learned about the G or the clitoral whole system, the G is connected to all of the clitoral stuff. Did you know that? It's
I
like
didn't.
it's all the same thing. So when the clitoris and the G's working together, it's a freaking explosion. And it's all in the same line. And here's another thing. Yo, I'm about to. I'm Jesus.
I thought she was about to say slap your neighbor. Slap your neighbor. Turn to your neighbor, honey.
Okay, slap your neighbor and tell them it's all connected.
It's all connected. It's all connected, Bianca.
It's all connected. So, like, yo, say if you had a good time of pounding by a consensual partner, okay? You may have not received your actual G explosion, but say if you decide to use a toy to stimulate your clitoral area, you will find that G explosion. Because it's like everything got excited, you just didn't hit it. So if you take a toy to take you the rest of the way, my goodness. And then, of course, doing that with a partner, that really does take things to a whole nother level. Um, and it's really good to have somebody that wants to make sure that everybody's good. I don't I don't think it's I like how we can all be open about what we're feeling instead of feeling away. Like I saw this one TikTok video of a dude that he was laying in the bed sweating after they done did the do. And he said, well, I guess I'm gonna go now. She was like, where you going? And he said, I just gave you, a solid 44 seconds. And and she was like, it was a really good 44 seconds. It's like, it's always good to have those conversations rather than just be under the impression that you underperform.
Right.
Like you can't, yeah. Yeah. It's like we all just gotta be on the same page. Not everybody wants to be pounded all night. Especially as we get older, it's like, but did we do it though? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Jeez.
Go over there.
Get on my face. Okay, maybe not get on my face, but thank you. That was awesome. You know what I'm saying? Or that you know what messes me up? Don't tell nobody, Bianca. Keep it to yourself. The whole thought about a second round. Like, did we not just give it our all? Lady Virgo says, "What are you guys talking about?" Oh, okay, another XXX rated Light of the Leo After Dark version.
Okay. Ain't you tired? Ain't you tired? I'm tired, and that's why I'm going to sleep,
Oh,
sir.
Unveiled Vibration says a Light of the Leo. So, in other words, you got to rub it the right way. Child, I guess. Yeah. And Lady Virgo says, "Get out my face." Oh goodness. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be an all night long thing. I really want to understand who came up with the all night long agenda. Um, if anything, I don't feel like the gay agenda is a thing, but I do feel like the all night long agenda is a thing because it's I feel like that's like a whole fantasy of what people believe what sex should be. That's another problem that I have as well. Like porno really messed us up. The porns really distorted our vision of what we believe hot sexual relations should be.
But I think people forget that it's literally a fantasy. That's literally what it is. It's not reality. It's a fantasy. Just like TV shows and movies, they're almost always fantasy. Yes, they can be realistic at times, people doing real things in these movies and things of that nature. But at the very end of the day, it technically ain't real.
I agree. What you think about what you think about that, Bianca?
The animated or the act out the scene ones,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, those are all fantasy. But you can always choose homemade.
Come
Well, I mean,
on.
amateur is a category.
Okay, okay. And I believe that we should all invest more in amateur so that you can get just a real look like, you know what, this is sex. You
This is
know?
what it really is, for sure, yeah.
Okay. Instead of having all that extra. But I actually did have to go through a moment, a long moment. I think am I still in it? Somewhat I'm in it. Just kind of like staying away from it because I had to find what's sexuality and sex relations and stuff like that for me
Mhm.
rather than leaning on what we, watch
Right.
for stimulation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So having to connect with who I have here in this home versus what's going on out there on my cellular phone device. Um, Unveiled Vibration says for some dudes, those videos are documentary films.
Okay.
Well, and some but what bothers me, some people use them as tutorials, and that's a problem because a lot of that stuff don't happen in real life unless you did it. Moving forward and moving on. Miss Kim says 44 seconds. If I'm getting my hair messed up, I need about at least a full 2 minutes. I'm sure 44 seconds was an exaggeration, but yes, a full 2 minutes is required. Okay, a full 2 minutes. Oh Jesus in heaven, help us! Lady Virgo says JoJo speaks Bianca Edwards. I guess um um in the coming weeks, she's so nasty. In the coming weeks, she spelled it just like that, nasty.
All
Um,
right.
we would hear some bedtime stories from JoJo and Bianca as well. Lady Virgo, we just hearing a whole lot from you, Lady Virgo.
And I love it, and I
Yeah,
do enjoy
the
it,
only reason why we talk about
absolutely.
this for you. Dagnabbit.
Okay, you are the reason.
You are the reason. But yeah, I hope that through my stuff I'm able to garner more healthy conversations about
Yes.
pleasuring and stuff like that. Believe it or not, y'all, if you look, you can YouTube reviews on different
Mhm,
toys.
mhm.
When I saw them, they were borderline, porno stuff on YouTube. Like lady in her bathtub using it.
I was gonna say borderline demonstration, but she was doing a
Not
demonstration.
borderline, yeah,
Wow.
in her bathtub using it.
Wow.
I'm like, hold up, how is YouTube letting this slide? Maybe because she
Right.
Caucasian, but dang nabbit. Like,
She
what's
must not
going
be
on?
monetized.
Ciao.
I'm going to look up toy reviews after these.
If you're looking for reviews, um, to be honest, the ones that I really wanted to just get like a feel for are the difference between the really expensive ones because there are some like Lilo stuff. Y'all, if y'all looked into toys, y'all know about Lilo. They're some of the most expensive ones. Um, but I just want to know, is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? For
Mhm.
those really expensive ones, like what's the difference? Uh, it's Virgo and all these emojis. King Jesus, help us right now.
You know she loved the emojis, that's what I
What,
love
what,
about it.
what have we done? Lady Virgo says, Miss Kim, she's laughing. And Unveiled Vibration says, I don't know, Miss Kim. Some of those documentary films are less than 1 minute. Less than 1 minute. Miss Kim says, I'm actually celibate by choice currently. I can't be bothered with these traveling ninjas. Well,
I second that, Miss Kim, absolutely. I love that.
and sometimes in the meantime, you might want to make the dynamite go boom. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Kaya said it best, "Can't trust no nigga now. Can't trust him."
You can't trust them. Like, what's her name? Miss Vicky from Tyler Perry's family reunion. You can't trust him. You can't trust him. You can't trust him.
I loved her wig in that play. I loved her wig in that play. Oh, it was heavenly.
Oh, Lady Virgo.
Shape real mushroom like. Nah, I mean, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. And when she did all that, it was good. It was good. Lady Virgo said, "Okay, gotcha." She said, "Okay." She had the thumbs up, the okay, the laughing with the hand over the mouth, the eggplant, Georgia peach, a hot dog, nuts, wet, wet. Okay, yes. Laughing with crying emoji and the skull dead. We all are, Lady Virgo. What have we done? Somebody tell Miss Robin, don't come around here. You doing too
Oh,
much.
well, I mean, I have a feeling she would definitely contribute to the conversation for
Oh
sure.
Lord. Unveiled Vibration says laughing and crying, Lady Virgo. I guess we're gonna have to talk more about this because this has apparently become a safe sexual space.
Of course it is.
And that's okay. Because apparently I have no problem talking about it. And I have the Lord, the Holy Spirit on my side, keeping me from spreading too much.
Okay, backing you all the way up.
I
Okay.
give you glory. My God, because I'm about to tell y'all things. Anyway, um,
It's healthy. It's a part of
it
everybody's
is.
life.
But I
Mhm.
can't tell all my business. That's not nice. Because my business is connected to somebody else.
Mm.
Lady Virgo says, if you can't afford any toy,
Y'all got me snorting tonight.
oh, Lady Virgo says, if you can't afford any toys, there's always bananas, cucumbers, carrots, frozen fat sausages, frozen hot dogs.
Not frozen. Okay.
Miss Lady Virgo, stay away from the
Lady
cucumbers and carrots.
Virgo.
Oh,
First child
girl.
was raised to die. Somebody died like that because one of them carrots and cucumbers snipped the little artery up in there and it bled out.
Okay, don't
Oh,
play around with that now. That's why you got to stick with the fat sausages.
Hey, sometimes.
they can't be
I'm
so
crying
rough. They
now.
gotta be like real smooth, like, nah, I mean.
And that's why I'd like y'all to get some toys. We see now I need to open that store up soon. Jesus. Anyway, because there's even some velvety toys that's really, really comfortable on yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you won't be, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Lord Jesus. And of course I am well versed in the ones for men's too, and the people that like to have a posterior play as well. I'm very well versed. I haven't played too much in that, but I know a lot about it. Don't tell nobody. Anyway, um, Unveiled Vibrations is laughing. You, Lady Virgo, you too much and a half. I don't tear up a lot when I laugh. You have done that for me on today. Dustin, you have a good night. Please, I'm sorry. I'm sure your virgin
Good
ears
night,
need
Dustin.
to hear none of this.
Not Dustin.
Good night. And Lady Virgo is still laughing herself up, and Unveiled Vibration says good night. And you know when Dustin says good night, it's time to go.
It's time to go.
It's time to go. Dustin says excited for your stream later tonight, Tyrone. I'll be there after this. Awesome. Okay, I'll make sure to get out his way immediately. Lady Virgo says because those Oscar Mayer wieners and Vienna sausages might get lost like a tap pond. Yes, that's true. You don't want to be trying to push out / look for a Oscar
Ooh.
Mayer winner. You're right. That and this is once again, this is why you get a toy because it has a substantial base, so that
Hmm.
nothing will get lost.
Exactly.
Okay,
They sell extendos too.
this is very true. If you feel like you want some more, they do sell extendos.
We want some more.
Okay, I'm going to leave y'all right now. Apparently, I think this conversation is going to continue because I feel like I have more to add to this conversation. I'm going to pose a question for you guys, and I'm gonna have Jonathan to get this question down so that we can talk about this next week. What have I turned into? I will forever blame you, Lady Virgo. Unveiled Vibration says, Dustin and anyone else that will join us tonight, he gives the praying hands and hearts. Thank you, guys. Lady Virgo says, okay, I will come up and join you guys one evening for After Dark Talk.
Yes.
All right, Lady
Yes.
Virgo. I cannot.
We'll hold you to it.
Okay. Okay.
Now that was gonna be hilarious.
What have we
Jennifer
done?
can just sit back. Okay. Jennifer
And
can
that's
just
what it
sit
sounds like I'm going to
back
be doing
and
and letting this
allow us
happen.
three to just flow.
And thank God that I've never said that this is for kids channel, because this is what it's turned into. I'll see y'all. I guess that's the kind of decompression that we need. Lord have mercy. The sexual eruption. Jesus.
Talk about a
I'm
decompression.
gonna take my time.
Okay.
I'm surprised I don't have that on my Chop and Screw list.
Right, me either.
That song is fire. I have that on my hot sexual relations mix.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you want me to put down for next week, Jennifer?
I'll tell you in a second. Y'all.
Okay.
Y'all be blessed. Thank y'all for joining me and accepting me as I am and enjoying me in this foolishness. I love y'all dearly. Hold on, let's see. Lady Virgo says, are you going to get sued by the FCC? Of course not. It's just YouTube. Anyway, I'll make sure we're going to have to type up a warning for the a warning label or something. Oh my, wait. She also says more to add as in inches. Yes, that's what you mean. There are actual you can. There's like a silicone additions that you can add to a man's member that can make you longer.
No, you said you had more to add to this conversation. So she said, what you mean more to add? Like some
Goodbye. I'm gone. Y'all be blessed. I'm gone.
Bye,
Y'all be
guys.
blessed. Bye bye. I love y'all. I can't. What did we do?